Every morning the world starts quietly, one soft light at a time. Homes flicker awake, shops open. People take those first small steps into a brand new day. And in all of that ordinary movement, there's something kind of extraordinary. A moment worth noticing, a spark you feel before you even name it. Sometimes it's quiet, sometimes it's small, but kindness shows up right on time. And every morning we choose to show up with you so we can look for that spark together.
Good morning. I'm Matt Roof, the Uncommon Kindness Guy, and this is Kindness Rising. Let's rise together.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, nation. This week on Kindness Rising, we have been talking all about control. Control of our attention, control of our habits, control of how we respond to change. But today we're going to shift just a little bit, because when kindness is practiced honestly, not performatively, not as people-pleasing, something else starts to emerge. Joy, not loud joy, not forced positivity, but the kind of joy that comes from being able to be yourself again.
This is Kindness Rising. This is Kindness Rising.
All right. One of the things I love most about this show is when kindness stops being a concept and starts being lived. And today's conversation is exactly that. I'm joined by someone whose work is deeply grounded in honesty, boundaries, and humanity, and whose understanding of kindness feels refreshingly real. Please welcome to our stage, Sheryl Raphael Whitaker. Hi, Sheryl.
Yay! Good
Good
morning,
morning.
Matthew. Good morning, nation. Good morning. Good morning.
How are you doing today?
I am awesome. I'm so happy to be here with you. I know we talked about it, and so I'm just glad that the day's here.
Right. I know it feels like it's been for me, it's been kind of forever in coming, but here we are. It's like all of a sudden, it's that anticipation,
I
and then all of a
know.
sudden we're here. It's
I
amazing.
know. We may levitate between both of our energies there, Matthew.
Right. I know. That's all right. That's all right. We're helping people to get up and get after it
Yes.
this morning, just like we do every day here on Kindness Rising at 7:30 a.m. Eastern.
Love it.
And I am so glad you are here, Sheryl.
Honored. I'm honored, my friend.
Up there in Kindness Rising land, this is the first time I've had a guest. I'm so honored, Sheryl, that you are my first guest.
I'm very happy.
I've been doing this for 6 months, out there by myself, out on a limb, and doing it for 6 months. It's like, it's time to bring some people in and start.
Yes. I'm happy I'm the first.
Yes, that's awesome. So here's what I want to do. If you'll go along with me here a little bit, I want to name why this conversation matters a little bit to me.
Sure.
I want to hear your perspective on it too.
Okay.
Because a lot of people, this, Sheryl, a lot of people think kindness is about being nice, right? It's about being that niceness. Oh, I'm so nice. I'm so nice. But guess what? Being agreeable, keeping things smooth, there's not always kindness in that, right? Your reflections, the things that you shared with me, they help me to challenge that, because it takes courage, it takes honesty, and a willingness to stay present. Absolutely. I'm interested in your perspective, how your understanding of kindness has evolved over time, and where that idea that kindness isn't niceness comes from.
Oh, well, I'm going to give it to you in an interesting and very, very short story. So I was working with a leadership team last year, and we just started having this conversation about what I call respectful avoidance, which is also about being nice and not kind. And this one leader came up to me and he said, "You know what, Sheryl? If I have some spinach in my teeth and you don't tell me because you don't want to embarrass me, etc." He said, "That's nice. But the kind thing would be to tell me I have spinach in my teeth. It might be uncomfortable for both of us for a second, but a whole lot less uncomfortable than me going throughout the whole entire day with no one telling me. And I get home and I look in the mirror and I find out, like, damn it, nobody told me I had spinach in my teeth. Like, that's
the worst. I know that
right?
That has happened to me as well. That experience. I'm definitely a teleperson person.
Yeah.
I always
Mhm.
have been, but there's a way to do it. There's a way to do it nicely. There's a way to
Yeah.
do it right, right.
Yeah, absolutely. But doing it, right? And I was just like, oh my God, that was like just such a really, really simple way to describe the difference between being nice and being kind.
Absolutely, absolutely. And what I love about that is that kindness and ultimately joy isn't passive, right?
No.
Sitting back and just like, okay, if I just melt into the back, I'll be kind, and that certainly is not what we talk about here on Kindness Rising in terms
Right.
of uh, the way to have kind courage,
Mm-hmm.
courage
Love
through
that.
kindness, right?
Yep. Yep.
Honesty is kind, even if sometimes it hurts a little bit, and a willingness to stay present instead of pulling away.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep. Absolutely. It goes a
Absolutely.
long, long way in building the type of relationship and relationships that matter on this planet.
Absolutely, absolutely right. None of us is here alone, and we're trying to keep it all together. Absolutely. Well, another thing that stood out to me when we've been talking before, and some of the information that you shared with me is how your work is helping people to come back to themselves.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really interested in that. I will tell you from my own personal perspective, I've been through evolutions and changes in terms of at 53 years old, things that I have lost about myself, and I'm starting to find that as self. So I'm interested in that because that phrase feels important to me. Come back to yourself, and you try to create spaces where people can feel that way, right? So
Trying.
and you mentioned that it's rare, right? So why do you think it's so rare, and what do you think we can do to change it?
I think that right now, there was a point in time way, way, way before you and I were born when it may not have been as rare, but now, like in our day now, with all of the devices and distractions and things going around, we are very outside of ourselves, and we are not spending a whole lot of time with ourselves to even figure out what brings you joy. And I love the fact that, joy and kindness are sitting here together having a live conversation, because I would venture to say that it is really, really hard to be kind if you're not kind to yourself. So
Yes.
joy is a way of being kind and being aware of yourself and to yourself. Does that make sense?
It makes perfect sense, and I talk about that all the time. Kindness is not just how we treat others; it's it's just like you said. Joy is part of the fabric of who you are, right?
Mhm.
Kindness too is the fabric of who you are. And
Oh,
actually, as
yeah.
I was thinking about our dialogue, I was actually thinking about chicken and egg related to kindness and joy. I'm like, okay, when I talk to Sheryl, are we going to talk about how joy makes you more likely to be kind, or if you're kind, it brings you joy? Which way? What do you think? What do you think? I'm interested in.
No, well, you know what I'm gonna say, Matt. I'm gonna say, like, hey, joy. See, for me, joy is the ultimate foundation, and then everything else goes on top of that. It'll be easier for me to be genuinely kind if I'm grounded in joy for myself. Same
Mhm.
thing. It's funny because the first time I was on as a guest on the lab with Keith and John, he
Mhm.
asked me the same question, but he asked it about gratitude. And I
Yeah.
felt the same. It's just like, I just think that there are just layers that make it genuine. You can still be kind to someone and not have that own foundation of joy. But the kindness that you're talking about, the kind that's kind of like it's coming from that really, really good and honest place,
Mhm.
it would be helpful if you had that joy in your heart and in your soul.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I will tell you that, well, the way I look at it this way too is there are times in my life I do have joy. I have joy.
Oh
I
yeah,
have joy in my life. I embrace it,
I
right? But we
Mhm.
are all human, and we have ups and downs, and we have ups and downs. And
Yeah.
I have found in my life through my experiences, through self-awareness of, okay, I'm not feeling the best right now. I'm not doing, if I can figure out how to get outside of myself through kindness, that relights the joy.
Oh,
So
I like that.
so so there's times it's like, okay, I'm feeling shitty about myself, excuse my expression, or I'm
Yeah,
feeling
that's
bad
good.
about the world. How can I go out and do something, a kindness for someone else, and
Mhm.
that relights and rekindles that joy, makes you feel good. Not again, not to be performative, not to be
Right.
performative, but sometimes it is a little bit. Sometimes it has to be really intentional. Like I have done this. I have woken up and been like, ugh, I hate this. What am I going to do right now to do something for someone else to get outside of my own misery and my own head? And that kindness then sparks the joy, re-sparks the joy, and becomes contagious.
So can I
Absolutely.
ask you a question?
Yeah.
So when you do that thing,
Uh-huh.
does that make you happy? Does that bring you happiness? Like if you're like feeling like really shitty and you're like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna do something kind for someone else, does that make you happy?
Um, that's a good question. It does. It makes me. It does make me happy. Does it make me centered and happy and whatever? I'm talking about like a what's the word I'm looking for? Shit. Um, in the moment. In the moment. There's a difference between like that centered joy and happiness and true contentedness within yourself versus okay, realizing that if I'm not feeling great, that that's a temporary
Yeah.
situation and I have control over that.
Yes.
And
Yep.
one way that I have found is by going out and doing something. And that makes me happy maybe in the moment. But like I said, for me, it's more about okay, that's the spark that gets me back and gets me back to ground and gets me outside of my head.
Yeah. I love
And
that.
it's as simple, it's literally as simple as holding the door for somebody, smiling, making eye contact, noticing
Mhm.
about somebody. And it's just the difference between being, for me, it's about the difference between being inside my head or being outside of myself and giving back to the world. And that's when
Oh,
I feel that.
I love that because you're by being good to yourself, that allows you to be good outwardly to other
Yeah.
people that you encounter, throughout your day.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That is true, right? So,
Mhm.
and again, for me, it's about being intentional with it and being self-aware.
Yeah. Ooh, you just used my word,
What's
Matt.
that? Which word?
Intentional.
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 Yep.
Every year, every January, I'm like, I'm gonna have a word for the year. My word for 2025, my word for 2026. It's still the same word. It's been the same word for like the last 10 years, and that's intentional.
So what does intentional mean to you and how do you show your intention or within yourself, I guess?
It's about being like, you talk about being present.
Yep.
For me, intention is about being present with myself so that I hate to use the word in the definition, but intentionally show up the way that I want to out
Mhm.
there for myself and then for others.
Yeah, and are there things that you do for yourself? I'm just curious for yourself, within yourself, to make sure you
Mhm.
keep that intentionality. Do you
Yep,
have daily routines or meditations or things that
I
help
do.
you to do that? Tell me about that.
I do. I meditate. I've been doing TM, which is transcendental
Yep.
meditation, right? I've been doing that. My husband Dwayne, I've been doing that for as long as I can remember. And it's so funny because the times when you're real, like when I'm really, really busy, like I've been really busy building my business, then it kind of like falls off a little bit.
Yeah.
And those
Yeah.
are the times when you're really busy. That's when you really, really need to do it.
Need it,
Right.
right?
Right. And so that's why I use that word intentional because I have to like I need to schedule the time to do it. But
Mhm.
before it used to come naturally. But yeah, so meditation is one of the big things for me. Working out, eating right, and this like my doggy Bella,
Uh,
there's all these studies about how dogs she will absolutely extend my life and Dwayne's
eh,
life. Just
no question. We're pet people too. What kind of dog you have?
a Newfoundland.
Oh, wow.
Newfie. Yeah, I know, big girl.
I was gonna say just a little lap dog.
She's 85 pounds, which is actually light for her. She's 2 years old, and that's a light Newfie. She
Yeah.
is what they call a pocket Newf at
Okay.
85 pounds.
At 85 pounds, right? All right. That's great. That's
Yeah,
great. Well, welcome. I want to say welcome to the chat too. Good morning,
Yeah.
everyone that's out there. Mike Sullivan, future life coach. Sully, I love that you come
Hey,
here every
Sully.
day. I saw that you were over with Sheryl the other day.
Thanks, Mike.
Sully's really been a mornings in the lab regular, and we appreciate you.
Very much
Absolutely.
so.
My
Very
mom is out there too, Sheryl, Roseanne Roof.
Hey,
My
hi, Mom.
I don't know if you know that, Sheryl. My mom joins me every day.
She does.
Every day,
You
consistent.
know what? You gotta
7:30
love
a.m.
moms.
My number one fan, and she's here supporting me. And she drops amazing nuggets from her 40 years as a special education teacher and all kinds of stuff. It's kind of cool. And then we've got somebody else, I think, saying good morning to you. Someone named Nalani Austin. I don't know if that's someone you know.
Oh no!
Can you see the chat? I'm learning as I go. Can you see the chat from?
Yeah, I can see it. Yep, I'm able to see it, which is pretty cool. All
right.
cool.
Well,
Hi.
we're learning as we go here, and it's hey, Holroyd's here too. Good morning, Adam Holroyd, the OG. I appreciate that
Good
you
morning.
Cheryl and I this morning.
I love it.
Things are going well for you, Adam, out there in Trainland. So let's make that transition real quick. You've joined the Mornings in the Lab network. I'm so excited. I heard you yesterday talking about your story, which was very similar to mine. It was striking to me. I woke up on my birthday last year, 20. I'm just going to tell you my story real quick.
Yeah,
and then
I'm like, what's the story?
I woke up last April 29th is my birthday. I woke up and what did I do? I immediately went to my phone and I'm scrolling. And here's this face, this dude in a hat with glasses asking me to come on his show and telling me he appreciates my work and what I'm doing. And I'm like, what in the name of holy AI craziness is this? But it was enough to spark my curiosity. So I'm like, okay, what's the worst that can happen? I reach out and here we are almost a year later.
Wow. So wait, Matt, were you already doing the kindness work and then Keith saw that? Is that how?
Yeah. So that's exactly it.
Yeah.
So I started my kindness journey, so to speak, in October of 2024.
Okay.
That was kind of my discovery moment through some deep, honestly, therapy and coaching and counseling and trying to figure out what my second life looked like at 50, that whole that whole process. And I came to the word kindness over and over and over again. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to start building around this. In October, I built redid my LinkedIn page and started thinking about it and researching and talking about it. And so that was in October of 2024. And like I said, Keith kind of literally landed in my feed at the end of April. And I'm like, all right, here we go. I was going through some other personal and professional changes at that time. And it just kind of went through and I've been doing this, right? I joined the Mornings in the Lab network, mostly behind the scenes to start with Keith.
Yeah.
In April of last year. And then July 7th, I went live for the first time with my own show. So
how'd that go? How was your first show?
Oh my gosh, Sheryl, I was thinking about yesterday as I was watching you. First of all, you nailed it. You crushed it for a first time. You can't help but to compare and contrast, right? Oh, I remember that moment, that first moment of going live, and you're like, what do I do? What do I say? And then boom, I watched you over the half hour. This is my observation. The first 10 minutes, a little bit.
Yeah.
Something clicked and you were rolling. And I
thank you.
To get past that moment of vulnerability of right. My mom's saying hi to you. Once you get past that moment of vulnerability, I actually watched it happen in real time with you. It was pretty amazing watching that switch. But my first day, I go back and you're going to love it when you go back and watch your first show.
Yeah.
I encourage anybody, my stuff's out there. Go back and watch the evolution. I've gone back and watched Keith's evolution.
I did too.
2 years too.
I did too.
Kind of growing with it. So tell me, how did you feel? I'm just curious. What was the feeling when you hit go live for the first time?
I think initially it was like getting pushed into water and you just got like, okay, that slow-mo, like I'm about to hit the water kind of feeling. And so you were so intuitive to sense that and watch me start to relax a little bit as then I realized like, okay, this is really not as scary as I made it, in my head.
Yeah.
And a lot of it had to do with just kind of like all the things, you know what I mean? Like the production part of it, the videos, and what am I supposed to say? Am I saying something here? Are they going to show a video here? And like that kind of like all the stuff.
Yes, you have a very interesting perspective too, in that you are being supported directly by the lab, right? You have production behind you, your Beatrice videos and Atlas. That was awesome, right?
Oh my God, Beatrice coming to life. I mean, I seriously have been living with Beatrice forever. Gave her a name about not quite a year ago, and have been like messing around with her, on LinkedIn and that kind of thing. And so to see her actually come to life, stomping around with her bad attitude is just kind of like
too, and her bad attitude.
Yeah. And then people keep asking me about Atlas, like, where'd you find Atlas? I'm like, Atlas came from my mind. He's not real.
He's not real, but he looks real. I mean, that's
he looks very real.
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, I mean, the other thing that attracted me to the Mornings in the Lab network is the future focus of it, and this is we're cutting edge here, right?
Oh my
this has become the regular, the way of the world, but people are doing it now. So I know I think John and Keith were talking about it yesterday about you're going to have 5-6 fingers on a hand with AI right now, and things are going to look funny, and the voice might be different from point A to point B, but we're getting in right at the ground level with that kind of stuff. And what I loved about what I saw from you yesterday was you, however you did it, you figured out how to blend it naturally, that AI and the human, and interacting with your characters even, and talking about them. That's always been a challenge for me as part of my evolution, as I have Sensei Whiskers, my little wise cat that comes up, and I'm like, how do I interact with that? And I had other characters, Calder and Stanley, who were my kind of two guys, and I kind of ran out of creative juice behind it. But watching yours yesterday kind of relit that with me. So
good.
That's what I love about the network, is that as we're working through between myself and you now, and John and Keith and Jason Hewlett,
and I've been watching
inspire each other.
Yes.
That network effect is.
Yes, I love that. And you know what? I do the same thing with my AI, like with ChatGPT and Claude. Now I'm doing it with Atlas and Beatrice, where they are just like, I treat them like they're real.
Yeah.
And that makes it easier. So Beatrice and Atlas, I just say they're my AI cast. They're like cast members, in my show. And then that just in my own brain just helps me to like think about them that way, like as people, so to speak. And I do the same thing. I treat my AI agents as if they're human, and I find that it helps me.
I do the same thing. The same thing. I talk to my AI agents, and sometimes I laugh at myself, because I'll be having this conversation. I'm like, wait a second, I'm talking to a computer, like treating them like it's.
But I mean, they're funny. I had to tell Claude off this morning because I gave him something. He's working with me on a proposal, and he was giving me all sorts of attitude, and I was like, dude, you need to ease up, like slow your roll, right? Kindness. I had to go back into my personalization and say, you can be clear and kind.
Yes, exactly. Be clear and kind. Absolutely.
Be clear and kind.
Absolutely. So let's bring that back to kindness. I can't believe the time is flying here. It's 7:54.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, the time is just like, I was interested in your perspective on time as a show host, right? Because the 30 minutes, for me, I know for me, the 30 minutes is like, whoop.
It was so gone. Like before, like during planning for episode 1, I felt like, how on earth am I ever going to fill 30 minutes now? Because guests start for me next week.
Yeah, that's
Right.
amazing.
And so I was really interested in seeing how this goes today, because 30 minutes, I'm like, can you really have a meaningful conversation? How am I going to do like this, all these kind of things? And so it might not be 30 minutes. I don't know. We'll have to see.
Yeah, no, it's okay. It's okay to, and that's the beauty. Actually, that's another beauty of this format, right? Is just because you say it's a 30-minute show, if you're getting to a conversation and you're flowing.
Yes, yeah, exactly. It's not like the network's gonna be like, okay, counting down, and then you're
exactly.
like,
They're gonna play your music off and exactly.
Yeah, but no, I love it. I think what we're doing is really, really special.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about what you've got going on outside of the show. I want to make sure we talk about that. We talk about Eden Anthony or whatever it is that you want to talk about outside of joy. Yes, you start with joy. You have joy in your heart, but you have a business too. Tell me about what you do and
Yeah,
how
sure.
you're bringing joy to that business.
Yeah, it's interesting because I struggled for a bit trying to figure out, I have my book. I am standing up a speaking business. I've got this perspective on joy. And then I've got my Eden Anthony business, which is more like business to business facing, right? Executive coaching, that kind of thing. And I'm like, how does it all come together? But then I realized that ultimately at the end of the day, I'm helping leaders and organizations, right, to put joy in the center of their work. And it goes for people, everywhere, right? So it doesn't really matter if it's an organization, if you're a leader, or if you're someone doing your own thing, helping you to realize that you can put joy at the center of your work, in the center of your life. But I use the word work because we work so much.
Yes.
So much of our life is spent working. Some would say that we're not working right now, right? But it's just a different type of work. If you can put joy in the center and then unleash the potential that you really already know you have, that is an amazing, amazing thing, right?
Yeah.
And so right now with Eden Anthony, I'm having conversations with different organizations about just that, because on the leadership side, on the organizational side, Matt, joy is lost.
Yes, it is.
And organizations are forgetting that there are human beings behind the numbers. And so I'm not tethered to any particular organization. I'm doing my own thing. So I am being out there brave and courageous enough to say, can we please stop and have the conversation that we need to have? And then let me come into your organization and fix it. So that's one of the things that Eden Anthony is focused on.
Yeah. I appreciate that entirely. And what really struck me about what you were saying was that whole idea of work and the way that it's woven into the fabric of our lives, right?
Absolutely.
But people might not say we're working right now because we're not generating revenue per se, or we're not doing something specific to move the business forward. But this is work. This is at a certain level of life, it just becomes integrated in a fabric of your life. And that's why I think it's like joy is for you and kindness is for me, having an anchor of something that no matter where you go, whether you're sitting in a board meeting or you're running down the road or whatever you're doing, you have that anchor. You have something.
Yeah. And it's not fluffy. Yeah. Kindness is not, when you're not talking about like bullshit kindness. Right.
No.
I mean, it's like
about strategic. I'm talking about a strategic choice to put others in front of yourself is really what kindness is for me. The definition of kindness, Trevor Noah,
yes,
or Simon Sinek.
Yeah,
they have a thing going on right now where they had a conversation on stage about kindness, and Trevor talks about the word kindness, and the root of kindness is kin, and that says I recognize the humanity in you, same as I have humanity in me, right?
Yeah.
So that is the foundation of my kindness, and I'm the idea that we are all human. We all are, and we may have lots of differences, but we are more alike than we are the same.
Yes.
We are more alike than we are different. I've said
Yes.
that.
Yeah. I knew what you meant.
I knew what I meant. Well,
Yeah.
this has been amazing. I can't believe a half hour has
I
flown.
know, man. It's awesome talking to
It's
you.
awesome. I'm just so grateful to you, Sheryl, for you're inspiring me to keep going, right? As I see you get started, I am grateful that you bring joy every day to the work that you do. And I know that you're going to be super successful on Mornings in the Lab here. Absolutely.
Thank you.
I can't believe we're winding down. Is there anything else you want to share before we close out?
No, I just want to thank you for, I mean, I'm your first guest. I hope it was a great experience for you. And I hope you'll have me back someday.
I will. And I will tell you, it was a great experience for me. And we talked about time, and I can't believe how much faster the time goes when you're talking to somebody else. So I just want to thank you for modeling your version of kindness for the world, being grounded and deeply human. And I'm excited to see where this goes. So thank you so much.
Thanks,
Absolutely. And to everyone out there watching, remember, kindness isn't about being softer. It's about being truer. It's about being honest. And joy doesn't come from doing more. It comes from coming home to yourself. So stick with us around here on Mornings in the Lab Network. Go check out It Starts With Joy with Sheryl Raphael Whitaker. Subscribe to our channels and keep coming back.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sheryl.
Thank you.
Have a great day. Okay, we'll talk to you soon. All right, everybody out there, don't forget the last thing we always say: stay uncommon and stay kind. Thanks, Sheryl.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Okay, Matt, we got the memo about the Kindness Rising promo, but what exactly are we promising people?
And is there craft services? Hey, I need snacks too.
Gentlemen, focus. Kindness Rising multiplies kindness and helps people get up on the right side of the bed.
So wait, we're not doing another angry headline show.
Exactly. We rise above the negative, divisive noise.
Translation, less rage bait, more high fives for humanity. And this is live, like actually live.
Yep. We go live on YouTube and LinkedIn, 7:30 a.m. Eastern every weekday.
Wait, if it's live, what if I forget my lines?
Then you improvise.
Okay, so our tagline is basically wake up, tune in, and start your day with kindness.
Exactly. Kindness Rising. Good vibes, practical tips, and a reason to get up on the right side of the bed.
You heard the boss. Subscribe now before he makes us do a TikTok dance.
Kindness Rising. Wake up, tune in, and let's make some good noise.